Welcome back to the Chattable podcast, where we learn real English in real life, enrich vocabulary, and feel proud.
Thanks so much for having me back.
Oh, absolutely. So for today's episode, we're doing something a little different. We're focusing on this one massive cultural moment.
Right, the Winter Olympics.
Exactly. American figure skater Alysa Liu's amazing gold medal performance at the Milan-Cortina Winter Olympics.
Which was just incredible to watch.
Oh, totally. But, we aren't just here to talk about her routine today. I actually have this stack of notes here from the media coverage surrounding her victory.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and the reason we're looking at this is because the specific phrases journalists use to describe her, they actually reveal this hidden, almost invisible architecture behind how English works.
Right, which is exactly the mission for the listener today, right?
Yeah.
Because it really is hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, completely.
If you want to move beyond just, memorizing a dictionary and actually master the language, you have to understand that words possess physical energy.
They have energy. I love that.
They do. They have speed, they have weight, and most importantly, they have these ancient survival instincts baked right into their definitions.
Right?
And understanding that history dictates exactly when you can use them to sound brilliant, and when using them will just completely alienate the person you're talking to.
Yeah, and I really love looking at language through that lens, of physics and speed. It makes it so much more tangible.
It really does.
So let's jump right into the coverage. There was this one sentence published right after she won that immediately caught my eye, just because of the sheer velocity of the vocabulary.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, let me read it. So the coverage read, American figure skater Alysa Liu snatched America's heart by dancing a flawless performance on ice to her gold medal in Milan-Cortina Winter Olympics last month.
Snatched.
Right, snatched America's heart. Not won, not captured, snatched.
It's such a specific choice.
It is. Okay, let's unpack this, because when you dig into the etymology of this word, it is incredibly visceral.
Oh, very much so.
It actually traces back to the Middle English word snatchen. And it wasn't a polite word at all.
No, not at all.
It literally described the sudden, violent snap or bite of a hungry dog.
Right. And think about the physics of that image for a second.
Right, the speed of it.
Exactly. A dog snapping at a piece of meat isn't, calculating or patient.
No, it's just reacting.
Yeah. It's an instant, aggressive, almost desperate grab. And over hundreds of years, we took that literal biological reflex and we evolved it into a metaphor.
A metaphor for claiming a victory.
Yes, or seizing an opportunity.
Yeah.
So when the journalist wrote that Alysa Liu snatched America's heart, they were deliberately bypassing words like earned or won.
Because earned implies it took a long time.
Exactly. They were trying to convey that her flawless performance didn't slowly win us over. It happened in the span of a single routine.
Wow.
It was sudden, decisive, and totally inescapable.
That is the scale of how we apply that suddenness is fascinating to me, because it's so elastic, right?
What do you mean by elastic?
Well, on the smallest, most literal level, you can use it for, snatching the last slice of pizza out of a box before your friend grabs it.
Oh, right.
Or literally the hungry dog in that scenario.
Yes, exactly.
But then we take that exact same aggressive energy and scale it up to these massive industry-defining moments.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
Take the tech world. When Apple launched the first iPhone, Steve Jobs essentially snatched the entire smartphone market away from BlackBerry.
You really did.
It wasn't a 10-year polite transition of power. It was this sudden, devastating bite that just ended the competition overnight.
That speed is exactly why the word is so effective, but it's also the exact reason it can be really dangerous to use.
Dangerous how?
Well, what's fascinating here is the sudden, decisive nature of snatch creates very strict boundaries around its tone.
Okay.
Because it implies something quick, casual, and slightly aggressive, you have to keep it far away from highly serious or sensitive contexts.
Wait, I actually have to push back on the idea that it's strictly an aggressive or casual word, though.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you look at modern internet slang, especially stemming from drag culture, snatched is actually the ultimate compliment.
Okay, that is true.
Right. If someone says her outfit is snatched or her makeup is snatched, that's high reverence. It means you look absolutely flawless.
Yes.
So that seems to kind of contradict the idea of a hungry dog aggressively grabbing a pizza, doesn't it?
That is a brilliant point, but it actually reinforces the underlying mechanics of the word.
Really? How so?
Think about it. In drag culture and modern slang, when someone is snatched, it means everything is pulled together tightly, fiercely, and executed with absolute precision.
Oh, I see.
It still relies on that core energy of impact. It hits you instantly.
Right, the immediate reaction.
Exactly. The flawless look commands your attention the literal second they walk in the room. It's not a slow appreciation. It's an immediate, undeniable perfection.
Wow, okay. So the speed is definitely still there.
It is. But my warning applies more to how that speed interacts with solemnity or trauma.
Meaning you wouldn't use it for something devastating.
Exactly. You might read a police report about a purse snatcher, right?
Sure, because that fits the quick physical grab.
Right. But if you were describing a major bank heist or something truly horrific like a kidnapping, using the word snatch is a massive linguistic failure.
Oh, yeah, that would sound terrible.
It's entirely too casual.
Yeah.
It disrespects the gravity of the trauma because it treats a devastating crime with the same linguistic weight as grabbing a slice of pizza.
Yeah, that cognitive dissonance makes perfect sense. And I imagine it works the exact same way for things that require immense dignity, right?
Absolutely.
Like if I were to say that a brilliant researcher snatched the Nobel Prize in physics, that actually sounds kind of insulting.
It's profoundly insulting. And the reason why it's insulting goes right back to the hungry dog.
Because it's too fast.
Yes. The Nobel Prize represents decades of agonizing, meticulous, slow research. When you say the scientist snatched it, the listener's brain subconsciously maps the image of a quick, lucky, animalistic bite onto a lifetime of academic rigor.
You're totally stripping away their patience.
Exactly. You're reducing their life's work to a sudden grab.
Man, that contrast between a sudden grab and a lifetime of work actually sets up our next piece of coverage perfectly.
Oh, the second quote.
Yeah. If snatch is the instant aggressive bite, the press also used a word to describe Alysa Liu that operates on the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
Okay, let's hear it.
It is a word entirely defined by slow, agonizing patience.
I love words like that.
Right. So the second sentence from the notes reads, in a country divided as the United States right now, no one garners approval ratings as high as Alysa Liu does.
Garners.
Yeah.
It's such a heavy, elegant vocabulary word. And its history is completely grounded in the physical earth.
Really?
Yeah, it traces all the way back to the Latin word granarium.
The granary. Literally this stone or wooden building where farmers would store their grain to survive the winter.
Precisely. If we go back a few centuries, the word garner wasn't a metaphor at all.
Oh, it was a literal action.
Yeah, it was the grueling physical act of farmers working the fields from spring to autumn, harvesting crops by hand, and meticulously storing that wheat in the granary.
Wow.
It was the ultimate symbol of slow, deliberate, life-saving accumulation over a very long season.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting because the semantic drift here is incredible.
Right.
We took this literal physical farming necessity like hauling wheat so your family doesn't starve, and we transformed it into a metaphorical tool.
Yes, completely.
Because today, no one talks about garnering actual wheat.
No, never.
We use it almost exclusively to describe the accumulation of abstract, intangible things. Like, we garner public support.
We garner data for a scientific study.
Exactly. Or we garner praise.
We move from physical grain to abstract reputation. But the weight of the word remained exactly the same.
It still feels heavy.
It does. And that's why garner is such a powerful tool in business, politics, or the arts. You only use it when someone has earned something through consistent, relentless effort over time.
Give me an example of that in the arts.
Think about cinema. A director like Christopher Nolan doesn't just stumble into making Oppenheimer.
Right. He didn't just show up one day and film it.
Exactly. He doesn't go viral overnight. He consistently garners immense praise and box office success because he has spent 20 years meticulously building a reputation, film by complex film.
He is basically filling his metaphorical granary.
That's exactly it.
Okay, so if the cognitive rule here is that garner subconsciously implies monumental effort and long-term survival, that explains why it sounds so utterly bizarre if you try to use it for everyday chores.
Yeah, completely.
Like if I turn to you right now and say, I need to garner my groceries from the trunk of my car.
I would think you were crazy.
Or, give me a second, I need to garner my laundry from the dryer. I mean, I sound like an alien trying to blend in with human society.
You absolutely do. And it's not just because the word is too formal, it's because of the cognitive mismatch.
Right. It's because my brain is subconsciously claiming that I spent 3 seasons cultivating, harvesting, and threshing my dirty socks just to survive the coming winter.
That is a hilarious mental image.
But it's true. The sheer lack of stakes in doing laundry completely collapses under the historical weight of the word.
Exactly. You don't Garner dirty socks.
Right.
You save that word for weighty, abstract concepts that actually require time and endurance.
That makes total sense.
Which is such a beautiful evolution of language, really. I mean, we've covered the fast, visible action of snatch and the slow, visible harvest of Garner.
Yeah.
But there is a third category of communication that the media used to describe Alysa Liu, and it deals entirely with the invisible.
The movement of secrets.
Yes.
The things we can't see but we know are there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How do we talk about information before it actually exists in the public eye?
Well, the coverage gave us a fantastic example of this.
It really did.
The final note I have here from the Olympics press reads, Alyssa loses her cool a bit as she gets wind that Harry Potter is in the building doing a Today Show interview.
Gets wind.
Yeah.
This is easily one of the most vivid idioms in the English language and has absolutely nothing to do with modern media.
No.
It comes straight from ancient hunting and sailing survival tactics.
So what does this all mean for the phrase? Because the biological mechanics of this are so cool.
Oh, they really are.
Like, picture an animal grazing in the wild. A deer in a forest. It can't see anything. It can't hear anything.
Right, it's totally unaware.
But suddenly, the breeze shifts. That deer can literally smell a predator or a human hunter miles away, carried entirely on the air.
Yes.
It physically gets wind of the danger. The scent is an invisible early warning system.
And we took that primal biological survival mechanic and mapped it directly onto human sociology.
That is wild.
Right. When you get wind of a piece of information, it means a secret, a rumor, or an unannounced plan has drifted over to you before it was ever made official.
Oh, like catching the scent.
Just like the deer catching the scent of the hunter before seeing them? Yes. You are catching the scent of the news before it steps out of the shadows.
I love that.
It carries a very specific, almost electric tone. It's sneaky, it's unofficial, and it's usually highly anticipated.
It perfectly describes the modern pop culture rumor mill.
Oh, absolutely.
You see this all the time in the music industry, especially with someone like Taylor Swift.
Oh, her fans are the best at this.
They are. When she's planning a surprise album drop, it's almost never a true surprise to the hardcore fans.
No, never.
Her fans usually get wind of the release days, or even weeks, early because they're aggressively hunting for hidden clues in her social media posts or music videos.
Right. They catch the scent of the secret long before the record label makes the official announcement.
Exactly.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture, just like the hungry dog and the winter granary, that specific historical tone creates severe boundaries.
The sneaky, gossipy tone.
Exactly. The scent on the breeze.
Yeah.
Because of that, you absolutely cannot use get wind for official, transparent communications.
Okay, give me an example.
Well, if a massive corporation sends out a company-wide press release stating that the CEO is stepping down, you do not walk into the break room and say, hey, I got wind of the CEO's resignation from the press release.
Oh, yeah, that sounds weird because a press release isn't a scent on the breeze.
No, it isn't.
It's a megaphone. There's no secret to sniff out. It was handed to you directly.
Exactly. You didn't catch a rumor. You just read a public document.
Right, right.
But there is a much more critical boundary here, a severe social faux pas that you must avoid.
Okay, what is it?
You can never, ever use get wind to discuss deeply personal tragedies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Think about it.
If you think about the mechanics of the phrase, that would actually be horrifying.
Imagine walking up to a friend who is grieving and saying, hey, I got wind that your grandfather passed away.
Oh my gosh, it makes my stomach drop just hearing it.
Right. But why exactly does it feel so deeply offensive? Like, what's happening in our brains there?
Well, it's because of the cognitive dissonance we've been talking about this whole episode.
Okay.
The phrase carries the tone of sneaky, exciting gossip. It's rooted in a predator sniffing out a vulnerability in the wild, right?
Yeah.
When you apply that to a friend's grief, you are subconsciously framing their devastating personal loss as a piece of juicy, unofficial gossip that you cleverly sniffed out.
Wow. You cast yourself as the predator.
Exactly. And you completely strip the dignity away from their tragedy.
Just so true.
In those moments of grief, you drop the colorful survival idioms entirely. You just say, I was so sorry to hear the news.
Yeah, you just be direct and respectful.
Always.
Wow. It really proves that mastering vocabulary is so much more than knowing a definition in a book.
So much more.
It's about understanding the deep, often subconscious psychological weight we attach to these words. So just to recap the landscape we've covered in this episode for you, the listener, We started with the sudden, aggressive 0 to 60 bite of a hungry dog with Snatch.
Yep, pure speed.
Right. And then we slowed all the way down to the grueling, patient winter storage of crops with Garner.
The slow accumulation.
Exactly. And finally, we tracked the invisible, biological early warning system of a predator on the breeze with Get Wind.
It really is a journey. And it completely changes how you view language, I think.
It absolutely does.
And, it leaves you with a fascinating question to chew on.
Ooh, okay. What is it?
Well, now that you know the ancient physical survival instincts, biting, storing food, smelling danger that are just hiding in plain sight inside these common phrases,
Yeah.
how will you listen differently to the everyday conversations happening around you tomorrow?
Oh, man. What a phenomenal thought to leave on. I'm going to be analyzing everything everyone says to me now.
Right. You can't unhear it.
You really can't. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today.
It was my pleasure.
And to you, the listener, thank you for tuning in to this episode. Keep listening,